Hello, my name is Angelo. This is Nation Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. It's been chaos all over the country. Hell has been let loose. Of course, our jobs have finally been recognized. I have been giving updates days and days ago about Betta Edu. In fact, Mrs. Betta Edu, former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, has been trending for the wrong reasons. All right. Now, over time, right from the day she was sworn in as minister, she has had lots of prying eyes into her activities and into her ministry. All right. News reaching our table a few minutes ago says that Mrs. Betta Edu, the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, has been formally suspended by Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the president, and he has gone further to effect her arrest by the operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over her alleged involvement in financial crimes within just 8 months of her being a minister. Isn't that shocking? And she is currently sweating her life out in the EFCC headquarters, and she has been denied access to the presidential villa. But the most important part of this update is Mrs. Betta Edu has threatened, let me repeat, she has threatened to call names. She has threatened to name names. And I told you earlier that the name of the Minister of Interior will come up very, very soon. The name of the Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, will come up very, very soon because he has been covering her. But I'm doubting if Femi Gbajabiamila would fall to the arrest because he is as strong as the Senate President at this point in time. So I will give you details. Of course, you and I know why Betta Edu has been called out, and over time she has now been arrested. I guess Nigerians are very, very happy. This is what we should be seeing from subsequent governments. All right. I am not going to applaud Bola Tinubu for arresting his minister or a sitting minister yet, but I'm going to applaud him if she's being charged for financial crimes and she's being prosecuted for financial crimes. So I would not quickly applaud him for this because this may tend to be a cameo afterwards. She has been saddled with the responsibility of taking care of the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry. She has paid lots of visits to different IDP camps. But what we are seeing within the last couple of months in what she has been doing as her job proves to show that Betta Edu has laundered money in the range of over 9 billion naira within just 7 to 8 months of her appointment as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, is currently at the office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, where she is sweating profusely and answering questions over her looting of the ministry she was in charge of, that is, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Mrs. Betta Edu, who was hours ago suspended by the President Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, made some futile attempts to enter the presidential villa to beg for her life and position. She was later blocked, according to sources, at the villa and its entrance by security officials who bluntly told her she had no access any longer to the presidential villa. Sources have revealed to us that Mrs. Betta Edu is currently going to be prosecuted for financial crimes over her involvement for looting over 9 billion naira in the space of 7 to 8 months of her appointment as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Sources now reveal that she is panting, sweating, and trying to get frustrated in the office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission as she undergoes questioning. In another development, Bola Tinubu has asked the Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation Minister, Betta Edu, to resign, according to an Aso Rock source. Betta Edu, who did not find the directive palatable, has started blackmailing the government, claiming she gave money to lots of people, including the Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, and others in the presidency from her ministry, and she cannot be treated as an outsider. She has also claimed that if the president was not subjected to an investigation by the APC when he was accused of certificate forgery and drug crimes in the US ahead of the 2023 presidential elections, why should she be investigated and now asked to resign? She is currently using Femi Gbajabiamila and Mr. Olubumi Tunji-Ojo, the Minister of Interior, and few persons close to the president to lobby for soft landing. Okay, yeah, we will follow that up and we'll see where she ends. I will say again that I will not applaud her because I will not applaud Bola Tinubu, I beg your pardon, because if I applaud Bola Tinubu now, we don't know if Betta Edu is going to end up as a minister after her trial or after her questioning, because she's just being questioned, all right? Yes, or if she's going to be charged to court. If she's charged to court, then we can applaud Bola Tinubu. But if she's not charged to court, there is a cameo somewhere. She is threatening to expose, of course, people who are involved in laundering money with her. I told you that she stole 3 billion naira under the COVID-19 funds immediately she was sworn into office, and she shared that money with the Minister of Interior, that is Olatunji Ojo, and then Femi Gbajabiamila also got a part in that money too. So let's see where all these things lead. I would say a hearty sympathy to her because she has actually become the scapegoat of the whole situation. All right, that is that about her. Yeah, now, secondly, Nyesom Wike has spoken about betrayal in politics, of course. If Nyesom Wike is speaking about betrayal at this point in time, you should know why he's talking about that. All right, he has been betrayed by his political godson, Sim Fubara, and he feels that he should be able to, at this point, explain to Nigerians the difference between betrayal and loyalty. According to Nyesom Wike, betrayal in politics is very, very compulsory because in politics, especially the one we find ourselves in Nigeria, betrayal and politics are kind of children or entities of the same source. All right, they are like children of the same parents, or they are like tissues of the same system. All right, so he is trying to tell us that whatever you are doing in politics, you should always have it behind your mind that betrayal will always come on board. Yes, so he is not surprised by what Sim Fubara did to him over time. Maybe they had an agreement in the background, of course, which is inevitable. But from what he is saying, he is not shocked by betrayal, but he would fight it to the last point.
President Tinubu told me, when we were meeting, he said, look, somebody told him, don't try this. Politics and betrayal are the same mother and father. If you don't want to be betrayed, don't enter into politics. I don't know what that sounds to me. So don't bother that anybody betrayed you. If you're in politics, betrayal and politics, that is the same mother and father. So don't bother. Prepare yourself that it will happen. Prepare yourself. Someone has seen most of you, you go, I can't believe this will happen. Where do you go? I found one good whiskey and I drink. This was not prepared. I am fully prepared because I know. That's what President Tinubu taught me. He said, look, if you don't want to be betrayed, don't enter politics. The day you enter politics, then prepare yourself, you must be betrayed. So, I'm laying these foundations so that some of you who are worried, agitated, should not be. That is life for you. You must prepare yourself to know that this is how.
All right, that is that. Nyesom Wike will never change. All right, he is trying to, or he was saying there that when you betray him, immediately you leave his house and you are acting funny when betrayal is on course. He will quickly take a bottle of whiskey and wash his own thoughts down. Nyesom Wike over time has been alleged to be a very good drinker of various types of wines, alcoholic wines and whiskies, ranging from cognacs, VSOPs, and all the likes. All right. So whatever situation he finds himself, he doesn't seem to be shaken by betrayal in politics, because he feels that betrayal is very compulsory in politics. Hence, the reason why he betrayed Rotimi Amechi, his predecessor. So an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, because those who live by the sword, of course, you know the end point of that proverb. Finally, the civil society organizations from the north have issued a note of warning to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, over some controversial issues, especially as it borders the gubernatorial tribunals sitting in different states, Kano State, Zamfara State, and few other states, but they were so particulate about Kano State and Zamfara State. Of course, in the case of Kano, we were very, very good and very clear witnesses how Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, also known as Abba Gida Gida, of the New Nigerian People's Party, faced controversy from the APC, from the Umaru Ganduje-led APC, where he was sacked, by the tribunal, all right. And then in the case of Zamfara State, we also saw Governor Lawal Dauda facing his own issues, all right. So there are these CSOs, these civil society organizations, have issued warnings to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, telling him that democracy is under threat, and if not waged with a very big arm and a supportive arm, they are feeling with a high sense of seriousness and a high sense of judicial intention that Kano State and Zamfara State may face crisis, because the main point is this: the decision of the tribunal and the Supreme Court in these states don't seem to go down well with what the will of the people is. Please stay tuned for these civil society organizations from the north.
In the case of Imo, Kano, Zamfara, Plateau, and even at the presidential elections, it is a well-known fact that the strongest pillar of democracy are the people, which recent elections have shown to have suppressed their voices. A democratic society respects the voices of the people and recognize their own wishes. The conference expresses a deep concern about the current state of the judiciary in Nigeria. The conflicting judgments being issued by various courts of the same jurisdiction have created a sense of confusion and frustration among the citizens. Unfortunately, this has led to a loss of trust and confidence in the judiciary. The integrity and effectiveness of our legal system are essential for maintaining public trust and upholding the rule of law. We believe that the Judicial Service Commission has the responsibility and authority to make the necessary reforms to restore the faith in the judiciary. Our advisory: that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not allow his government to be used in the manipulative scheme of interfering with judicial processes in court involving cases of election in the opposition states, to truncate the Nigerian democracy, an offense that will never be forgiven by the entire democratic communities around the world, and may lead to chaos, more insecurity and conflict across the country. The conference is appealing to the Judicial Service Commission to take swift action to thoroughly investigate the root causes of the conflicting judgment and implement measures to ensure that the judicial system is clean.
All right, we wouldn't talk much, because anything pertaining the tribunals sitting in various states have been forgotten issues by now, because those electoral seasons have passed. In fact, there were even off-cycle elections in Bayelsa State, Kogi State, and Imo State, respectively. So for a CSO or for northern civil society organizations to come up at this point, at this time, to warn the president, I would love to say here that there are issues to raise their eyebrows on, because the people of Kano State have refused to accept that Abba Kabir Yusuf is no more their governor. They have refused to concur with the end point or the final judgment of the tribunal, and the Supreme Courts. So they are still feeling kind of cheated and robbed of their will after, collectively voting these governors, Lawal Dauda and Abba Kabir Yusuf, aka Abba Gida Gida of the NNPP. So they are still saying that democracy may be under threat. I would like to warn here that anytime a note of warning comes like this from the northern states, please let us not take it with a pinch of salt alone, but let us take it with a sense of seriousness, because the northerners cannot just warn for no reason. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I will confirm the legitimacy of your government and the seriousness in it if I see the end point of Mrs. Betta Edu, the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, who is now under the EFCC custody. And Sadia Farouk is also in the EFCC custody, so she has now been arrested finally. I would love to hear their own account and hear the names that Betta Edu would name if she is being taken further. Thank you so much for staying this far. Please like, share our videos. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section. If you're watching me for the first time, please tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you won't see me late, but you will keep prompt time anytime I'm dropping a new update. See you next time. From us here is bye.